Okay, hopefully I have sound this time. Third time's the charm, right? So, welcome in, hopefully, to the sound of my voice, not just to the the eye. So, I'm here for 30 books in 30 weeks, and this week we're on week 11, and we're talking about this book here called God Will Make a Way. God will make a way. What to do when you don't know what to do. This book was a game changer for me. It was a total game changer for me. Um, so invite some folks in, share the video out. Hopefully I have sound this time. So if you can hear me, please let me know that you can hear. But as you guys come in, if you're dropping by for the first time, you don't really know who I am, not familiar with what 30 books in 30 weeks is. My name is Marcy Batiste. I'm a public speaker, I'm an author, and I'm a reality-based success and recovery trainer. I have a company called Bankable Success Advisors, and I work with individuals and businesses to help them optimize their personal and professional investments. Joy, can you hear? This is my third time trying to do this video, and the first two times it had no sound apparently. So let me know, thumbs up if you can hear. Um, yes, okay, good, awesome, thank you. So that's a little bit about who I am. Couple things I always like to, when I introduce myself, I'm sold out to my happiness. That's one thing I always want people to know. Number two is that I always live life on Mars. My world, my life, my rules. And that was a change and a shift that I made in my life about 7 years ago. And I've never ever looked back since. I've never regretted that decision. The other thing that I always want people to know is that I'm committed to helping other women shine, fully engaged in helping other women grow and transform their lives, their relationships, their businesses. And so to that point, 30 Books in 30 Weeks was started last year. And I decided for 2018, I really wanted to raise the bar on that and take a little bit deeper dive into some of the books. And so that's how we came about 30 Books in 30 Weeks. And we're actually on week 11. So this is the 11th book, God Will Make a Way, What to Do When You Don't Know What to Do. And this book, like I said, was a game changer for me, you guys. It, I'm very much a reality-based trainer, but I'm also a reality and faith-based trainer because I believe very strongly in my faith. I believe very strongly in a higher power. But what I also know to be true is that you got to do your part. You got to do the work. Um, God can't do everything for you. He can give you the tools. You can help you put them in your toolbox. But if you're not going to pull them out, you'll never build a house. Right? I can give you all the nails, all the wood, all the roofing supplies, all the everything. But if you don't use the tools that you have, you will never build a house. I was watching a show the other day, and a little girl was talking about her dad got a call from the school, and he said, "You're getting all F's on your report card." And she was like, "Why am I getting all F's on my report card?" He's like, "That's what I want to know. Um, why are you getting all F's on your report card?" And she said, "Yeah, Shantoy, for sure, get this book. It's a great book." He said, "So why are you getting all F's on your report card?" And she said, "Because Grandma said, pray about it. Just pray about it." She said, "God gonna fix everything. Just pray about it." And he was like, but you didn't turn in your assignments. Like, you're getting an F on your report card because you didn't turn in your assignments." She was like, "Well, Grandma told me God was gonna take care of everything. She just told me pray about it." He was like, "That is not what your grandmother told you." She said, "Yes, it is." And so his mom walks in. He's like, "Mama, she got all F's on her report card." And she was like, "Why do you have all F's on your report card?" "Because you told me God was going to take care of it. You said God fixes everything. You said God will take care of everything. All I got to do is pray about it." She said, "Well, but you still have to turn in your assignments. I didn't mean God was like." And so that's what a lot of us, that's the space a lot of us operate in. We expect God to fix stuff, but we're not willing to turn in our assignments. He can't give you all A's if you never turn in a piece of paper. It's not possible. Just like you can't build the house with all the supplies in the world if you don't put the hammer to the nail and put the sweat equity in. That's what this is about. That's what this takes. And so I picked up this book, and to give you guys an idea, like, this is one of my, look at that. This is notes in the margins in this book. This was a game changer for me when I exited my domestic violence relationship, because I really was at a point in my life where I truly did not know what to do. I had always been spiritual. I had always believed in my faith. I had always believed that God had my back, but I struggled to just hand things over. I struggled to trust that as long as I did my part, he would do his. And so it was a game changer for me when I read this book and I really began applying some new principles to my life and how I operated even as a faith-based leader, right? It changed how I parented. It changed how I related in relationships. One of the things that I have written in here, it says, we teach people how to treat us by what we will accept from them. That is a life motto for me now. That was a game-changing statement. And it's interesting that it's written in the front of this book. I haven't picked this book up in years. And I applied that principle to my life. Diligently applied that principle to my life. So when I talk to you guys all the time about how we teach people how to be in relation with us, that's where this comes from. You have to give people the information that they need to respond appropriately. And operating in a space of faith, operating in a spiritual realm, you still have to do your part. You can't just sit on the sidelines and let God fix your life. It doesn't work that way. You have to be an active participant in life. You have to be an active participant in your success. You have to be an active participant in your healing. And that's one of the things, when I talk to my clients all the time, whether it's in one-on-one or right now we're just finishing up our first session of Raising the Bar, 60-day laser coaching program. The next one starts in April. But what we talk a lot about is doing the work, being strategic, being teachable, being approachable, being relatable. Those are things that comprise our star power. So when we talk, and I'm talking to these women about discovering and embracing your star power, that's what I'm talking about. You have to, it's already in you. God gave you the promise. You have the promise. You were born into the promise for prosperity, success, greatness. You don't need permission for greatness. You were born for it. You were bred for it. And one of the things that I learned was that through my experiences, now not all of my experiences would I have chosen. I have had a lot of really bad experiences. I've had bad stuff happen to me. But what I know to be true and what I believe wholeheartedly, hey Pam, hey Jeff, hey Timothy, what I believe wholeheartedly is that those things happened as preparation for my purpose, right? And so what I know to be true is that as long as I'm walking with faith in my purpose, God will make a way. That's what I believe. As long as I'm doing my part and I'm walking with faith in my purpose, God will make a way. And that was one of the biggest lessons that I learned from this book, was that I can't just always go to the altar, toss it over to God and say, here, you fix it, hands off, I'm done. No, there's still some footwork that needs to be done. I'm a ground soldier. I still have to do my work. I still have to contribute. I have to be an active participant in my life. I have to be an active participant in my success. If I want new things out of life, if I want new experiences out of relationships, if I want to not continue to make the same mistakes that I've made in the past, I have to do something differently. That's what I learned from this book. You guys, I'm telling you. And people often say, like, how can you say you're a reality-based anything and talk so much about faith? My faith is part of my reality. I don't know where you live, but in my world, my life, my rules on Mars, my faith is part of my reality. But I also know that I have to take personal ownership and do my part. I know that God can't fix it if I'm just out here continuing to do stupid stuff. If I'm continually making bad decisions, I'm going to continually get bad results. I have to operate differently so that God can make a way for me. The way is there, but if I refuse to take it, it's not going to do me any good. It's not going to do me one bit of good. Yes, be present. Thank you, Joy. Be present. Be present and be active participant in your own life. If you're not invested in your life, when I talk about bankable success, we talk about personal professional investments. If you're not investing in yourself, in your personal development, in your professional development, in your life, in your success, in your relationships, if you're not invested in it, you're not vested in it, why would anybody else be? That includes God, right? You have to do your part. He'll make a way. I promise you. I promise you, he will make a way. But this book, stay tuned this week, you guys. Make sure you share these videos out. That's just a little bit of preview and why I'm so passionate about this book, because this book was one of the things, this is the place that one of the things that I turned to when I didn't know what else to do. Like, I had gotten to a point where I was so far down in the dumps, I forgot how to pray. I forgot how to ask God for help. And I had to be reminded to do my part, right? God will make a way, but you got to do your part. So stay tuned for the rest of the week. I can't wait. It's going to be a great week. 30 books in 30 weeks. Week 11. That's it. I'm Marcy. As always, guys, thanks for living life on Mars, and we will talk soon. Have a great day.